There is gonna be so many people on my about this, and I know it. Naruto versus Boros. We'll be looking at who would win in a brawl to the absolute death, and I'll be going in depth as to who wins and why. And if you end up enjoying this, be sure to drop a like. It helps a ton, and I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers soon. And if you could subscribe, it'd help a ton. Also, apparently a large portion of my viewers don't actually subscribe to me, so if you end up enjoying this video, be sure to do that because it helps me out a ton. I think even if you're going to downplay Boros to his lowest extent, it's going to be planetary. I'm aware that in the manga it's stated that Boros' meteoric burst can only destroy the surface of the planet, which would get Boros to something like multi-continental. However, in the anime, it's actually stated that it could destroy the entire planet itself, which is planetary in terms of raw power. The debate around this subject mainly revolves around the topics of which versions of the story you consider to be definitive and canonical, along with the subject of mistranslations from Japanese to English. In the original webcomic, no statement is made regarding the attack potency of Boros' star collapsing Ronin cannon. Assuming the English translations are correct, it is only stated that this attack will wipe Saitama off the surface of the earth. However, in the professional manga drawn by Yusuke and Murata, again, if the English translations are correct, this statement is altered to indicate that the attack could wipe Saitama away with all the Earth's surface. Finally, in the anime, if the subs are correct, the attack was again recontextualized to indicate that it could destroy the Earth entirely. To correct a common misunderstanding that's been floating around the One Punch Man fanbase, Boros cannot destroy a star with this attack. This misconception is based on the guidebook that was made to complement the first season of the anime. This is likely a mistranslation, as in Japanese, the same kanji can be used for both star and planet. However, even if this interpretation of the guidebook was correct, it still wouldn't matter, as the guidebook is supplementary to the anime. The anime is the source material that the guidebook is based on, so if the guidebook and the anime, which states the attack is only planetary, disagree on something, the anime is the more authentic source. Considering all three versions of the story, the manga, webcomic, and anime, seem to interpret the power of Boros' ultimate attack in different ways, it really comes down to which version you think should be considered definitive or canon. One seems to like both Murata's manga and the first season of the anime a lot, so I don't think we should automatically discount these versions of the story solely because they aren't the original webcomic, but that the anime is merely an adaptation of the manga with some minor changes, as all adaptations will have. Also, in order to stay consistent in terms of power scaling, statements like this need to make sense. Also, had the capabilities of destroying the planet, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's all he's capable of doing. Within the same guidebook, it's stated that Boros can actually destroy entire planets, plural. Using that statement, it should be pretty clear that Boros is in the ranges of destroying multiple planets to even large planetary levels of power. Obviously, Saitama during this battle wasn't trying against Boros, so that should just be clear, but Boros was actually capable of keeping up with Saitama, who was significantly holding back. The same Saitama previous to this reacted to this guy's near light speed pitches close range with far less effort than when he was fighting Boros. Meteoric Burst Boros is even stronger and faster than previously, and even surprised Saitama with this form. He then launched Saitama at the moon at almost the speed of light, and if not the speed of light. With Saitama himself stating their battle was almost a real one, if Boros was capable of destroying the entire planet according to the anime statements, then I'd bet on the fact that his final and strongest form is what the guidebook was referring to if the actual kanji was referring to a star and not a planet. Which would indeed be consistent, as why would he transform and not be amped in all his stats? Boros should be well into star level with FTL speeds, and this would be consistent with the series itself. Naruto's scaling is mainly based around the select few within the series, one of these characters being Kaguya Otsutsuki. Kaguya is someone who was completely capable of rebooting her dimensions using her expansive truth-seeking orbs. We know that her dimensions are shown to have at least a star and a moon, which is completely consistent seeing as how day and night cycles are present within these dimensions. So Kaguya being able to destroy said dimensions would pretty much solidify her star level scaling. Obviously this would have been done using her hacks, so you could argue that she doesn't scale to it. However, she would, because the chakra output needed for this would not be beyond her power. Not to mention, she did this extremely easily and almost seemed unfazed after doing it. You could also say that Kaguya doesn't scale to this because the chakra was absorbed from the infinite Tsukiyomi and was powered up from every sleeping shinobi within the Alliance. However, this is even negligible, as the Alliance wasn't even on the same level as the Ninetales. Naruto around the time of the Boruto era should scale to Momoshiki. Momoshiki is someone who's been compared to Kaguya on several occasions. which means he'd scale to her before the chakra fruit, meaning that Momoshiki and Kinshiki should be an overall threat to Kaguya at her full power. Momoshiki also absorbed half of Naruto's chakra because he's an impatient little shit, and then absorbed Kinshiki entirely, meaning that he should just be as strong as Kaguya at the very least. And the funny thing is, he still gets blocked up by my boy Naruto, even while he's using half his chakra. Meaning that Naruto would scale to fuse Momoshiki, meaning that Naruto would scale from large star level to solar system levels of AP. I know a lot of people will say I'm wanking the Otsutsuki's, but honestly, them being stellar levels of strength shouldn't really be surprising, seeing as how they literally go from planet to planet just absorbing their energy, and if they even reach the brink of death, they just plant their karma onto someone to continue living. And Naruto was quite literally FTL by the beginning of the war arc in KCM1, which is like so much weaker than Naruto currently that I don't even need to explain it. I think it should be pretty clear that Naruto is coming out victorious within this battle. Not only does Naruto outscale Boros in pretty much every single stat, but Naruto also just has better access to overall better hacks. I mean, this is the same guy who can literally create thousands of clones of himself that are all relative in power, so it's kind of like, what does Boros do when 2,000 f***ing Narutos just start jumping him and beating his ass? Even if you think the solar system is a huge reach for Naruto and you feel icky saying that he's solar system, and can only say he's like star level at the very highest, my point would still stand. Like, what does bro do when he gets jumped by my man Naruto? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps a lot with the channel, and I'd greatly appreciate it. And bye.